In thinking through the start of a new semester, or any time really, it's if we were to boil it down, what are we really working to accomplish? And I think it's this. We want to take people in our influence through the same process that Jesus took his apostles through. So the process that Jesus took the apostles through is the same process the apostles who took their disciples and so forth and so on and passed down even to us today. So that's it. That's our focus, to take people through the same process that Jesus took his disciples through. Well, what's that process? Well, as we read the gospel, we could look at it a little bit like this. They were curious about Jesus' actions and teachings and miracles and display of God's power. It made people curious about who he was. And then Jesus, when he had their attention, began to offer invitations. Follow me, spend time with me, learn from me, make a commitment to me, and I will change you. And eventually, some of them did. And they spent a lot of time with Jesus. They learned from him and spent time traveling with him, and finally spent full time traveling with him. And they became helpers in his ministry, and then partners in his ministry. And eventually Jesus sent them out to do ministry in Jesus' name on their own. They'd come back and talk about it, and Jesus would send them out again. Until finally, there on the day after Jesus ascended into heaven, on the day of Pentecost, they were able to preach the gospel to a large crowd and begin that process of taking others, those converts, through the process that Jesus had taken them through. So when it's easy to get caught up in the logistics and lesson planning and taking care of pastoral needs, and all those things are important, don't get me wrong. But those are the trees, and the forest is we want people to follow the same process that Jesus had for his apostles. And that creates a movement of disciples who make disciples who can literally change the world. So thank you for being part of that. Anytime you get discouraged, just remember, I'm part of the process that Jesus set in motion, and he will bear fruit, and lives will be changed. Thanks for all you do.